Our film begins in Germany in the year 1977, with Patricia visiting her psychiatrist, Joseph. Pain remains the flourishes in chaos over the city from the prisoners of war in the families of the Russian attack on Berlin. And he is surprised by Dr. Joseph Almad in the way. Patricia entered him, who put her bag in her needs, and she doesn't care because he tells her that he is waiting for someone else's patient, and Dr. Joseph postpones his appointment and enters with her, and it appears that she has turmoil and tension, and she begins to tell him about the academy she is in, and that all the officials in it turned out to be witches, and they try to make their mother, Marcus, live at the expense of one of them, and Dr. Joseph listens to her calmly, and she continues and tells him that she must know her friends Sarah and Olga so that they can escape together from the academy because she is afraid of them and because they believed what she told about the female teachers are in the academy because she is afraid of them and because they are the ones who believed what she said about the female teachers in the academy, and Dr. Joseph admits that the building is full of secret places that they use for Mother Marcus to hide in it, and this is from the time of war. Joseph listens with interest, and he asks her to complete. She says that at first they adopted her at the academy and performed with her, making her a ballet dancer, and she has supernatural physical abilities, but in return, they took from her herself. She felt that they lived inside her and saw her everywhere she went. And she confesses to him that they agreed with her that she would be an offering to Mother Marcus to take her body to live in it, and Patricia keeps hallucinating all the time and feeling suffering, because she allowed them to work their magic on her. She refused to continue with them, so she felt that she was locked up in her body and mind, and not. Arifa returns to normal, and before she walks, she tells the doctor who can't understand her condition properly, because the teachers of the academy are all the contents of her body, and they present it to Mother Marcus so that she can live in it. And then Patricia disappears and leaves the doctor, not understanding anything of what she said, and Susie arrives from America to Berlin to go to Marcus Academy, and she studies ballet there, as she used to dream, because it is the largest academy for teaching expressive dance and ballet. The first time Susie enters the academy, she meets Tanir, the one who receives it with a screen and takes it to the hall, where they will test it, to decide whether to offer it to Miss Blanc or not. They ask her to teach them a dance without playing music, so that the hall can be set in order. Susie begins her expressive dance, and they are impressed with her performance and the way she controls her body. Although Miss Planck is in another hall, the rest is training girls. While dancing, Susie feels like she's waiting for someone like her to come to the academy. She goes to see her and tells Tanir that she should be with them. Tanir offers Susie that they will pay her a small monthly amount, and they will take care of her housing with the girls. Susie is very happy, so much so that she cries and tells her to enlighten her grief. There is a girl who walked away from the residence and she will take her place. Ready, and Susie knew from the girls. They talk about her, and Tanir tells her that she left because she was a political activist, and for sure she remains among the missing, just like those who have a relationship with politics. At night, they send Susie one of the girls in the academy. Her name is Sarah, and she will come and take her to go to the residence together. They talk about the academy and about the energy and strength of Miss Blanc, who trains them daily without tired, and those who maintained the academy and continued it even in the war. And they hear a voice, an explosion beside them, and Sarah tells Susie that this is a normal bomb and that she should take care of herself because the situation in Berlin is all demonstrations, assassinations, arrests, and fronts are facing other fronts. We see the academy teachers as they live their day normally, and they discuss who is responsible for them, Mother Marcus or Blanc, and according to the majority vote, they all choose to implement the instructions of Mother Marx, who is really a real person who lives in a secret place inside the academy and uses girls with certain specifications and conditions to take their body and live in it, and it stays on. Their heads are charged with obeying the orders of Mother Marcus, whom they consider their mother. Seriously and very loyal to her, they decide after the mistake that happened while they are trying with Patricia that they are trying with other girls to take them to Marcus's mother, but they should be more careful, because Patricia was going to reveal their secret and bring Susie and Sarah to the apartment, and show her her room and inform her that they will have a training tomorrow. Meanwhile, Dr. Joseph saw Patricia's forgotten bag in his office, he finds a notebook in which he writes everything about the academy and what was going on with it in detail, and when Miss Blank Susie gets to know girls who are very shy, but Miss Blanc tells them that they are all real family here and they should stay like this. And Olga tells him to take Patricia's place in the dance as a principal dancer. But Olga doesn't know, and Susie remains a base watching them. Suddenly, Olga gets mad at Blanc and curses her, and you tell her it's the reason in the disappearance of Patricia, but Blanc is acting very nice, and it contains Olga's collapse, and you tell her that Patricia disappeared because she might have been arrested, but nothing more, and you tell her to go out and take a break and rest, because she is afraid of a little more than her owner. Olga tells them that she will leave them alone because they are witches and liars who killed her friend. She continues the exercise is normal, delusional that Olga is senile because she is upset about her friend's disappearance. And she asks them who can take a place, but no one answers them except Susie. Susie tells them that she has seen the dance a lot on TV and that she can perform it as a principal dancer. Blanc is trying to tell her that it is not that easy, because it took them almost a year to train, but Susie is determined to try, so you tell her to enlighten her to try the dance, but on her own, because if a mistake happened and she could cause others a severe injury, and by this time Olga had packed her bag and left the academy really upset with her friend. And when Susie is doing the dance, Plank stops her, and she presses her hands while she speaks, and her instrument remains a magical power that makes her performance better, and she is one of the other teachers trying to capture Ali and link Susie's movement to Olga's body, and really, when Susie starts dancing, she does and see well as Olga, and you go to a long corridor until you reach the hall with mirrors, and it remains broken, and with every movement that Susie makes, her ribs and muscles of her body are captured, even her face. Hands and legs change from their place with Susie's movements, and despite the sound of screaming and Olga's collapse, no one hears her or follows her until Susie finishes her performance. It doesn't finish, but Plank is reassuring that it is normal exhaustion, and she asks Sarah, who is familiar with her room, to rest, and for them to go out as well, and complete another time. And Dr. Joseph is still reading Patricia's diaries, in which she writes the same things that teachers do to the body of the squeezed, so that she will be drawing the shape of a body transformed into a strange shape, similar to the body, in which each of the female teachers inserts a hook in her 4 limbs. And they remove it and put it in a secret place behind the mirror, and everything she wrote in her notes remains correct, and the doctor believes her to the point that he calls to inform about the academy and that in secret places there may be a disappeared body. And at night, Blank invites Susie to dinner, after they decided that they would choose her to present her to Marcus's mother, because she had conditions and qualifications that qualified her for him. Susie LeBlanc has long dreamed of being with them, and that she has left America and its people, and she is willing to sacrifice more to be one of the most important ballet dancers in the world who graduated from Marcus Academy. And Blanc tells her that they will help her be what she wants, because she lacks a lot, and she will give her a major role in the next show because she deserves it. She throws Plank at Susie, an incantation that helps her control her. At night, Sarah goes to Susie's room and tells her how much she loved Miss Blanc, but it remains clear to Sarah that she is worried because of what Olga told Blanc about Patricia's disappearance while they are at home, and Sarah asks Susie to promise her that she will come down with her tomorrow to the academy office so they can find any information in it about helping them check on her or know where she is. The next day, 2 officers arrive at the academy after Dr. Joseph's report, and it receives them, one of the teachers, and they ask her to meet Blank because they want to investigate the reason for her disappearance, and at this time you are taking advantage. Susie and Sarah have the chance, and they go down to the academy's office to search for Olga's file, but they don't find any files for them, not even any side information about their presence at the academy before and when Sarah will be. Everywhere in the office, Susie hears the sound of female teachers laughing, so you walk behind the sound and see the female teachers while they are stopping the officer without pants and under the captivity of their magic, with hooks in their hands and joking with him. Susie thinks they agree, joking. She laughs and walks away with Sarah when they can't find the files. And when it's time to practice, You notice Plank and it becomes clear that Susie's movement is changing, and she falls to the ground because he remains under the ground that Susie, Mother Marks, is on, and she remains the one who asked Tenier to take her under the ground, which Susie will dance on, so that she can feel her, and Tenier says that she should have told her to bring Marcus's mother under the training ground, because they did not agree. They make a mistake again, because they will not be able to lose another girl, and this will expose them, and if Marcus's mother died without catching up with her, everything would have been lost from them and they were finished. And at night, she controls the dreams that Susie sees, and makes her have many nightmares similar to what she will show her in reality. And Susie wakes up screaming to the point that Sarah and the girls are crying out for her voice, and the girls reassure her and tell her that they all had nightmares when they came to the academy, and Sarah decided to sleep with Susie so that she would not be afraid. And Dr. Joseph remains in the house where he lived with his wife, who disappeared, and those who go to visit every week to remember her and decide before returning to the clinic to go and report again about the disappearance of Patricia. And he meets the officer who went to the academy and tells him that they did not find any secret places at all in the academy, and it's normal to be bribed, missing her uniform like others, and Dr. Joseph tells them that there is a woman named Marcus, Patricia, who was always afraid of her, and he asks them to meet her or find out who she is. Where is Patricia? But they don't care. Unfortunately, that's why Dr. Joseph goes to the academy himself. He sees Sarah and asks to talk to her about Patricia because he was a close friend of hers and interested in knowing where she is, but when they sit down and he tells her about Patricia's talk about female teachers and the existence of Mother Marcus and witchcraft, Sarah tells him that there is no one named Marcus with them. There is no evidence of what Patricia said. He tells her that Patricia described the existence of secret places in the academy that she can reach if you make a certain number of steps and make sure of yourself, but Sarah is afraid and leaves him and walks and doesn't believe you. But when you return to the dormitory, you find that Susie is still practicing underneath. With Blanc, she takes advantage of the opportunity and goes down to count the steps to reach the secret door that Patricia described in her diaries. She actually reaches Susie after she finishes counting the mirror through which they first entered, and tries to open it, and it opens with her like a door, and you find the whole place wobbles in the shape of human organs, and you see a hook from those who use it. And when she hears the voice of female teachers close to the place where she is, she takes the hook and runs away with it and returns to her room. The next day, Sarah goes to Dr. Joseph and tells him what she saw, and she saw a picture with Plank. It is probably Marcus's mother that Patricia talked about, and Joseph tells her that Patricia used to tell him about Marcus's mother, that she considers herself one of the three witch mothers. They were claiming to be the gods of time because of their strength, and between them and each other, the three struggles over who is the strongest among them, and Joseph tells her that if this is true, then it means that Mother Marcus is really in the academy, and she uses it as a cover to derive her strength, and have a prisoner again. And he tells her that she should take care of herself, because she is living in a very dangerous group of people. Sarah tells him that this means that she can be an insider at the academy, but Joseph tells her that she can try to find her, but if you sense danger, you run away from the whole place and don't come back again. When Sarah comes down from the doctor's office, she sees Tenier standing in front of her, but after a while, Blanca becomes Joseph's wife, who has been missing for years, and the girls in the academy are preparing to get ready for the show, and they cut Susie's hair. Susie is surprised by the disappearance of Sarah, whom she meets alone. And you tell her not to finish the academy because she will stay like that. You make an agreement with them, and you will pay dearly for it, but Susie doesn't care what Sarah says, and she tells her that she will continue for him no matter what happens, and she leaves her and walks, not caring about her pain or her fear, and people gather to attend the show, and Susie puts on a different makeup than the rest of the girls in white, and Dr. Joseph comes to attend the show too, and suddenly they notice that Sarah is not there, and they are already out, and they tell them the teachers to deal, as if Sarah is with them in her place, and they don't stop themselves, and Sarah remains. At this time, she goes to the secret room and is shocked when she sees a spray there curled up on itself, as if it were an old bag that had been parked for years. Sarah tries to help her, but she finds Olga's body and more than one body of the same shape. They approach her. Sarah gets scared and starts running, and they open the teachers for her in the street that runs. There is a hole to fall into, and Sarah actually falls into the hole, and she breaks until her bone comes out of her body. The girls start the dance. Sarah keeps screaming until she comes. It also has a school, and she wipes her leg and face. Sarah gets better and forgets what she saw, and you normally go to the show with them and dance normally, but it remains clear on her eyes that she is changing, because she is under the spell of magic. But suddenly Sarah's leg is broken from the same place that was still broken, and what is the offer because Sreka bish them? And people rise, including Dr. Joseph, and they walk, and when Joseph goes out, he thinks of his memories of him and his wife, whom he lost. What was he loving and sad for her separation, and this is what makes the witches able to exploit him and make him mad. Because he would expose them. So you go to plank for Susie before she sleeps, and what will be? It seems that she loved her very much, and I don't want to introduce it to Mother Marks. Susie takes advantage of Blanc's feelings and tells her that she is always ready for anything she wants to do, and the second day they leave the teachers, and every one of them will have a mistress, and she tries to make Blanc get her closer to him, even if as a mistress. We find Dr. Joseph, who goes home at night, and is surprised that there is someone there. And she looks up to his wife, whom he lost years ago. She tells him that the war prevented her from returning quickly, and Joseph rejoices at the return of his wife and sweetheart, but unfortunately, it will not be enlightening. But she is embodied in the form of his wife to lure him. Indeed, Joseph meets himself in front of the academy. And you disappear, and the teachers look at him and kidnap him, and they enter him into the academy, and they enter the secret place to take revenge on him. At the end of the evening, we see Susie walking in an enchanted mirage, and he takes her to a place. Blank, Mother Marcus, the teachers, and the girls are all equipped for the ritual of transferring Susie's body to the mother. The shape of Mother Marcus is very ugly. Because she is a ghost, Susie sees the girls while they are under magic and they look strange. Blank tells her that she can back off if she is afraid, and she can erase all this from her memory, but Susie tells her that she is ready. They do this, and Marcus's mother becomes very happy and does not believe that she will finally get the body she needs, but Blank remains afraid and keeps feeling that there is something wrong in the place. But Marcus's mother cuts off her head because she feels that it will hinder her from what she wants to reach, and Marcus's mother goes to Susie and tells her to try to think of her real mother who is sick and asks that she die so that Marcus can take her place, but suddenly they hear the girls screaming, and they are all surprised by the presence of a strange ghost in the place that has gone to Susie. Susie asks, "Who is she?" And she tells her that she is one of the 3 mothers who have superpowers. And what was between her and Marcus's mother was an old struggle. And she came to the place as an ordinary girl in order to reach her and get rid of her. He kills the ghost of Susie Marcus, and every one of the mother chose Marks. And Susie gets rid of all the girls who were involved in the process of transferring their bodies to Mother Marks. And the second day Dr. Joseph comes out of the academy. It's normal. And you reach him and all the girls are sleeping in their place. But what happened? They saw as a nightmare in a parallel world. They all saw it at the same time, and they finished with him. And the world of Mother Marks. Susie goes to Dr. Joseph, and who will be sick and pale, and his help remains trying to take care of him. Susie tells him she's sorry, because he was part of what happened and saw what he saw. She tells him about his wife, who lost her, and she died at the border, but the last thing I remembered was the first time they met, and about how much they lived their whole life in love. Joseph is relieved when he realizes that his wife is dead. She remembers the love between them and she didn't feel pain. Susie helps him by erasing from his memory his grief over his wife, the academy, and what happened there, and the world of Mother Marks. And after she walks, Dr. Joseph convulses. And when you enter his help, you catch him. I don't even remember who she is. But it remains that he has his real year. He looks healthier again, as he was before he mourned the loss of his wife. And enter the world of Mother Marks. And don't forget to subscribe to the Ladybug Synopsis channel.